Here's how to win your local market as a home builder. I have the best presentation for you, so you're going to want to stay till the end, because if you're missing one of these steps, then you're not going to want to miss one of these steps. So let's get right into it.
How to win in your local market as a home builder. So we've done marketing for over 300 home builders, and I'm going to show you the blueprint in a simple way to digest so that you can implement these actionable items and leave this webinar feeling 10 times better about the direction you're going with the marketing in your home building business and dominating the local market. Most local markets aren't that hard to dominate. What I mean by that is it really comes down to who's putting in the most effort in the different areas. And that's really what it comes down to. So my name is Nicholas Cormier. I'm the co-founder and CEO of Home Builder Marketers. And so this is the exact marketing system that builders use to dominate their city. So let's get right into the video. A reality check. So most builders are great at building, but most are invisible online. And see, that creates the first problem. People can't do business with you if they don't know who you are. So here's a stat. 80% of buyers research online before calling anybody. So 80% of your future customers will research online first. And so that means you need to have yourself represented very well online so that when they're doing the research and they're analyzing you and your competitors, that you stand the best chance and they're going to choose you because of how you represent yourself. That's bottom line how it works, because you need to represent yourself and represent who your company is, who runs it. And it doesn't even matter if you've been in business 30 years. If you're not findable online, nobody believes what you say. People believe what they see. And so if you're not representing yourself, you're invisible. They can't even see you. So the best craftsmanship means nothing if no one can find you. Who cares how good you can build? If nobody knows you or how good you can build, then the craftsmanship means nothing. You need attention on your work. So that's the importance of being known. You have to be known. Next, the 4 pillars of local domination. So there's 4. I'll list them now. Own your Google presence, build a brand buyers trust, create content that keeps you top of mind, and a follow system that closes those deals. So you want to own the Google search presence. If somebody's searching up home building in your service area, that's you. You want to show up. So you got to dominate that. You got to get a bunch of Google reviews on your local map, right? And so number 2, how do you build a brand that buyers trust? You build a brand that buyers trust by producing great work and filming your company over a long period of time, posting to social media, running ads, staying top of mind. And the only way to build a brand that buyers trust is typically to put a face on the camera and represent your brand authentically. Bottom line, you don't even have to spend that much money. Number 3, create content that keeps you top of mind. Again, you hardly have to spend any money on this. You can literally just film what you're doing on the job site. You could get meta glasses and make videos of what you're doing in real time. Because think about it. If you're doing a project and you just film yourself on, let's say, meta glasses, people are interested in that. You could have 500 viewers watch that. If 500 people in your service area watch that, that's incredible. That's 500 people who have the opportunity to call you. They've seen your content. They're getting familiar with who you are. So posting content is the number one non-negotiable right now. And most home builders don't want to get on camera because they never had to over 30 years. But now you have to, because if you don't, nobody will trust you. Bottom line. And number 4, a follow-up system that actually closes deals. So you can own Google, you can build a good brand, and you can make content consistently. But if you're not following up the people who inquire with your company, again, you're hitting some sort of red zone, right? Because you need a follow-up system that closes deals. Because it's very expensive to get somebody to raise their hand. And once you have them and they raise their hand, you better be there to answer their questions, service them, and help bring them from A to Z. Pillar 1, own your Google presence. Google's the new front door for every home builder. So there's 3 faucets. Optimize your Google business profile. Reviews are the currency of local trust. You want as many Google reviews as possible from your clients and the people who know who you are. And then build a review machine. Ask at the right moment. You need to ask when you finish the project and you got your client in an exciting moment where the project's finished, they're happy. Ask for the review and don't leave until you get it. Even if you have to give them something in return, hey, if you're willing to give us a review, be willing to exchange. Make it valuable for them to give you a review. You don't need to be the biggest builder, but you do need to be the most trusted online. Everybody's on their phone. People are spending 6 to 8 hours a day on their phone. So you want to catch them where the attention actually is. Look, your website is your number one salesperson, and social proof on that website is everything. So here's the 5-second test. Do they build what I need? Do they work in my area? And should I trust them? Does your website display this in the first 5 seconds of one of your prospects jumping on your site? Does it answer, do they build what I need? Do they work in my area? And should I trust them? And then social proof, Google reviews, website testimonials, video testimonials from your clients. Those work incredibly well. And then one more that you can get is you can get reviews on Better Business Bureau. You can get reviews on your Facebook. Get as many reviews as you can. There's Yelp. There's so many platforms. So people don't trust builders. They trust other people who trusted the builders. So the best deals that you could ever make come from people, from somebody who you built a home for, and they referred somebody. Those are always the best because that's a referral. But now look, if you can add that to your website, that video testimonials, and you can put that on your website, now you don't even need a warm referral. You already have 5 or 6 people ranting about how great their experience was with you. That's all you need. Pillar 3, content that keeps you top of mind. So look at this. Buyers who research for 6 to 18 months before calling. So you wonder why it's important to be online? It's this. 6 to 18 months. You need to be the person who keeps coming up when they're in the research phase. Look, the best content is already happening on your job site. You literally just have to record it. You don't even have to overcomplicate this. Set up a tripod and record the people working. And then jump on the job site and then just answer questions that other people have asked you and share it with your audience because those people following you as a home builder probably also want that information. Look, this is the name of the game, consistency. And this is where most people lack. They open up Instagram, they post 3 times once, and then they wait 6 months. And they wonder why they're slow. Well, you got to post 3 times a week. Post every single week. If somebody comes to your page, they got to know that you're still open. If you haven't posted in a couple months, it kind of looks like you're closed. And if you're a prospect, wouldn't that cause red flags being like, why isn't this company posted in that many months? You might think they went bankrupt. Maybe they mismanaged their money or they just don't care about marketing. But then maybe that's not even the company they would want to choose, especially if these people are in their research phase. So you don't need a content team. You just need your phone and to introduce a new habit into your life. Pick up the phone and start recording. So the follow-up is genuinely important. The builder who responds first wins most of the time. So you just need to answer your phone because look, most builders don't even answer their phone. So that's a huge problem for most of them. And then speed to lead, 5 minutes versus 24 hours. There's a statistic I learned from the Association of Professional Builders. But if you follow up a lead in the first 5 minutes compared to the first 24 hours, you're 600% more likely to close the deal. Because if somebody's in research mode and they fill out your form and you phone them 24 hours later, their mind's somewhere else already. But if they filled out that form and you phone them 5 minutes later, their mind's right in it. If you can get somebody talking, you can get somebody to expand their thinking on the subject. And that way you can really help them, support them, and create action items for your next meeting to help bring that person through the process. And look, a 7-touch follow-up sequence for every lead. It takes 7 to 15 touch points to close a deal. So you want to shrink the amount of time it takes to make those touch points. You want to make them as quick as possible. The follow-up system is where revenue is won or lost. Because look, you could get 500 inquiries, but if it's going to take 6 to 18 months to close those deals and you stop phoning those leads after 2 months, they're not going to close and you haven't built a relationship with them. The money's literally made in building the relationship. People are building $1 million plus house. The relationship has to be great. They're choosing somebody who they can know and trust. The full system. Look, you got your Google presence, you got your brand and website, content and social, and you got your follow-up system. Look, none of these work alone. All 4 work together, generating leads, building trust, and closing deals. Because if you're not showing up here on Google, then your brand and website doesn't matter if there's no eyeballs on it. right? Content and social media is great, but it's not a follow-up engine, right? So I need all four of these working together and all dialed in, and you cannot be skipping one. Most business owners are overcomplicating this process. It's four pillars right here: Google presence, follow-up system, brand and website, content and social. Now let's see how much it would genuinely cost to actually make this. Content and social, free. Google presence, effort. Brand and website, effort. Follow-up system, effort. So obviously everything has a cost. It's either going to cost you time or it's going to cost you money. But content and social media, you just pick up your phone and post it for free. So everything on here requires effort. But at the end of the day, you either put in the effort or pay somebody to do it for you. These are the four pillars that you need to accomplish. So here's a 30-day action plan on what you can do in the next 30 days. Week 1, audit Google business profile and ask 5 clients for Google reviews. This should be attainable for 99% of people. Week 2, rewrite your website headline and add testimonials. Week 3, post your first 3 pieces of project content. Week 4, set up a lead follow-up sequence. Look, you don't have to do everything at once. Just do 1 per week. And then after 4 weeks, look how much momentum you've created. And now the only thing that you need to do is make sure that habit actually sticks. So look, if anybody has any questions, please throw them in the comments. I want to help you build your marketing system. If you need help with that, shoot us a call at that number, send us an email, or go to our website at homebuildermarketers.com. We've done marketing for over 300 home builders. And look, I just made it as simple as possible for you. There's 4 pillars, and you just need to constantly put effort and time into those 4 pillars. And if you don't have the time, then you may as well spend the money to get somebody to do it for you, so that over the next 2 to 3 years, 5 years, and 10 years, you stay relevant. Because if you don't stay relevant, your business will fail. So you just need to maintain eyeballs, and that's about it. Again, I appreciate everybody for watching. If you have any questions, go to homebuildermarketers.com. We would be happy to jump on a call with you and see what your great things that are going on in your company. And I would also love to point out where the opportunities live. So if that interests you, we have a discovery call. We can book a discovery call. You can jump on a call with one of our team members, and we would be happy to showcase what we do. Look, at the end of the day, our goal on every single discovery call is to give you more value on the call. And it's worth more. There's so much value that we'll give you on the call that it'll be worth your time whether you go with us or not. We're on a mission to help 10,000 home builders. So I appreciate you for watching. Subscribe. Make sure you throw any comments in the comments. I really appreciate you. Let's go.